Alright, I'm just jumping into this because I don't have time to fiddle and redo this intro 5 times and get it exactly right and all that. Radiohead. Uh, I've done a little bit on them. Um, s- uh, for the record, I just woke up not too long ago, so I'm still, you know, working up a little bit. My sleep has been garbage lately, and this is the first time I actually got up at 8 in the morning because I was actually tired enough to go to bed last night at like 10, and I only woke up at 8 because I was forced awake by something. But anyways, so I might be a little off here and then, but I'll probably be my brain will probably be fully awake by the time I get like somewhat into this video. But anyways, I read a bit from Radiohead, a little bit. I'm very critical with them because um with like besides Pablo Honey, of course, with like every album, like it's always like the oh my god, it's a masterpiece album, which already holds a lot of weight. It's, oh my god, it's the greatest left turn in music history, and the next album, oh my god, it's the greatest left turn, and the next album, oh my god, it's like guys, like every album cannot be the greatest left turn. Like there's like relax a bit. So I did Kid A first, and I believe it was a good album, but it was not a masterpiece. Because if it's a masterpiece, there'd be like I had quite a few complaints about it, and that is not what that word usually means. Um, and it was good, but there's some things I didn't like about it. Not every song was amazing. Um, Not every song I could listen to and it would stand on its own. Um, some songs just had like mixing decisions that just weren't. I didn't like them. They didn't sound good. Sometimes like certain songs didn't fit in. Um, they just sounded out of place for the album. There was some complaints, but overall, I did like it. It was a good album. But then I did. Um, it was blocked on YouTube, but I did do In Rainbows, like not too long after, maybe like half a year, maybe. And I did not like that one that much. So I remember I remember saying I felt cheated. So I was like, well, see, they started with 2 songs, or 2 or 3. I quite liked them. I liked the sound they're going for. I just didn't really think they're all that catchy, and the songwriting itself wasn't the best with like the melodies and stuff, right? But I was like, okay, well, I like the sound they're going for. So and we had a full album ahead of us. There's about to be at least a few that I like, and they immediately changed the sound to something I didn't really like too much, and then kind of the same thing where it just wasn't really it wasn't like any song I could listen to on its own, and so like the entire so like it kind of I felt it kind of debated me. And I got blocked on YouTube, although it is on my Patreon, but like I don't like it's all free. There's a bunch of stuff there from a long time ago. I might try and do it again because I've remembered none of the album, and so with YouTube copyright changes all the time, and I might redo that one at some point soon. Um, so it's on Patreon. There's a bunch of things on there that are all free to watch because I just wanted somewhere to put it. If it couldn't go on YouTube, and it's all for free. I actually do not want any kind of support monetarily. It's already hard enough for me to do my taxes, and that will make it infinitely harder and probably impossible. And like you can watch the stuff; it's all free. Just don't give me any money. It's fine. It's okay. Um, and now this album, um, I haven't been completely blind to it. I know Paranoid Android, of course. I, um, I know Let Down and Karma Police somewhat. Um, I've heard the first little seconds of Fitty or Happier, so I remember the I remember what it's doing, but not really much else. I just remember it has the voices or so, and then no surprises. I know. So the singles, I guess, I'm aware of. But even then, I don't know Exit Music. I don't know Subterranean, Homesick. I don't know these ones. I know those are big songs. I don't know the Tourist. No, it's a big song too. I think Electioneering is decently big. I know this one's also big. There's a lot I haven't heard, and even the ones I've had, like let's say, um, probably Karma Police is the one I've heard the least, or maybe Let Down. I don't know. Anyways, so like I somewhat know some of the songs. That's about it. So first track, Airbag. Apparently with this song, the main guy, Tom York, was in a car crash, accident or so. And the airbag saved his life and made a song about it. I hope the sound levels are okay. I have some trouble managing that sometimes. Liking this so far. It's catchy. I kind of feel good. Not much anymore. I'm doing some kind of weirdness with like major and minor or something like that, or like a flat like seventh or something. I don't know. I'm liking the melodies, very nicely composed, very catchy. I'm liking all the textures. I'm liking the mixing. Tone of his voice also, of course, super unique color to it, you know. Very nice so far. Lots of weird sounds like analog synth stuff going on in the background too. Very nice. I wonder, it sounds like they're running the guitars through like analog synth stuff, and I'm wondering if that's what they're doing. Or they're like affecting it in post, you know, like, you know, mixing or whatever, you know, in the studio. It was 97, so I don't know, it probably would have been beforehand with like, you know, analog synths. Probably would have been a lot easier that way, at least. Very, very nice. Nice, Caesar. 1 second. Yep. Album's bad. Started up mistake. Can't play this instrument. Anyways, whatever. Actually, let me do the transitions. You're telling me this album's great? He started off and he can't even play his fucking guitar. He starts it off fucking lit up. Is there no transition? I thought there was. Okay, guess not. Already a lot of interesting. Next track, Paranoid Android. Lots of interesting things going on already. Such a dense song. Every few seconds or something else to kind of comment about, you know. Some more music theory stuff I can't fully break down because I don't understand it, but like they're setting up these dominants, I think. They're not really going where they're supposed to go. Yeah, that's acoustic stuff and the chorus that like opens up a lot in the mixing. Yeah, the TTS voice in the background saying, I may be paranoid, but at least I'm not an android. Or at least he's saying, be paranoid. But I'm not an android. He doesn't say at least, I don't think. Just, but I'm not. Of course, the note holds, there's a tone in his voice. A lot of things already going on. It's really cool. Finally resolves to the dominant or whatever it is, like the chord resolves or the progression. New section now. Very groovy, I like it. So that section's being played on the guitar, but it'd be really cool on the bass. Really funky and stuff. Got a lot of more cool vocal things, and then they have the electronics there. Guitar coming in. It's so dense. There's so many things going on consistently and constantly. Sounds like a little organ synth in there, like a Rhodes or something. Clouds, I don't know. Like 2 different guitar solos at the same time almost. Not too much. I'm liking that noise kind of section. And the breakdown, very nice. I like bands that utilize noisier kind of textures. It's very underused. like slowly building up the background harmonies. Very nice. I got the synth in the back now too. Got the synth going. I'm not sure if I have this. I might. I can't. I don't think I have it. I have the bends, I'm pretty sure. I'm making that noise like walkie-talkie, almost kind of static. Very sick stuff going on with them. Again, I assume it's analog synth. Shaker over there. I thought I'd drop in time with the next song, but I guess not. Just separate song. Next track, Subterranean, Homesick, Alien, track 3. Not heard this one before. Okay, I've heard the intro before. That really cool chord hit. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, and I've heard this somewhere before. That's right, yeah. Some really cool sounds in the back. Yeah, I hear some kind of like, or I know that they use a Moog synth like a lot, so it might be that again. I don't know. It's a really ethereal chord, but like the mixing on like really, you know, brings up like another level. And you have like the panning organ in the background too, kind of interweaving with it. I really like that. It's how those notes, those chords, that how it just like rings through, you know. What was this, like was this 97, right? Oops, come on, man. 97, right? Yeah, 97. I could definitely see this being really futuristic at the time, especially because like we weren't that deep into computers and stuff then. But I'd Just making sure. And so far, every song too has brought something unique, and it's see. This is one of those songs where like the lyrics and the music which are like made and conceived simultaneously, where you have like the lyrics, what they're saying, and the tone of the music actually matching throughout the song, you know? Yeah, I'm being very depressive, and it's very depressive. And he says, I'm okay, I'm just uptight, and it like opens up, gets a bit more major key sounding. I don't know if it actually is major, but knowing how this is sound, it could be something fucking weird, like fucking low Korean or something. But here's the thing, right? That I'm really critical of, especially this is kind of what I was getting at with within Rainbows and Kid A and stuff, you know. So far, every single song, I'll even throw in songs I already know, kind of like Let Down, Karma Police, you know. No surprises, like, you know, they're good songs, and they're really good songs on their own, you know. You can listen to them forever just because they're so catchy and just so well written. But also, they're doing things cool on top of that, you know. You can be doing really cool things, you know, but if your song is shit, your song is shit, and I don't care. It doesn't matter. It just like, you know, like you can be playing as fast and technical as you want, or doing some really cool mixing things, but like all it's gonna get out of me is like a cool. Yeah, you can play fast. Cool. Is that it? That's it? Cool. I'm going to move on to something else. There's nothing after the initial, like, shock factor and, like, oh, wow, that's cool. There's nothing left. There just isn't, you know? So, you can't have cool ideas or, like talent with, like, playing really fast or so, you know? Or complicated with time signatures be an excuse for not writing a good song. You still need to write a good fucking song. That's still important, you know? And that's why I like that every song here is not only good, but it's also doing cool things. And each one also is bringing something unique to the album while still being in line with the sound and not sounding way out of place, you know? Next track, track 4, Exit Music for a Film. I have not heard this one either, like at all.
Wake from your sleep, you dry your tears today. We escape. Pack and get dressed before your father hears us, before all hell breaks loose.
I thought it was going to be acoustic the whole time. It's not. Usually I would say I don't like how like cut the notes and the synths and the organs are. The attack is like super fucking cut, right? It was very sharp. I'd normally say it sucks, because you know their guitar is so light and airy, and this kind of it's too abrupt, kind of takes out of the mood. But within this context, it really works, and it kind of adds this like kind of adds a bit of tension. And with the key, it's like a spooky kind of tension. It's foreboding. I mean, these sounds are the sound mixing is insane. It's that simple little like ride cymbal. I don't want to be an asshole, like, because I know this is a big thing, but like, this part specifically gives me very strong Muse vibes, I'm not gonna lie. Is that very subtle, like kind of bubbling noise in the back? It's really interesting. Next track is Let Down, track 5. And you know, that funkier bass line from Paranoid Android reminds me, I was watching Hell's Kitchen, the UK version, and they were playing National Anthem in the background at one point. I'm liking the rise and fall we're getting here. Very nice push and pull. bass in this section is really good. I'm liking how shimmery the synths, and to a lesser extent the guitars are providing this texture. There's the shimmery guitars. I think that's the best song on the album so far. Like, by a lot. And here's the thing, right? Like I said before, I think people don't utilize noise a lot, right? Effectively. Let alone, at all, let alone effectively, right? On top of that, one of the reasons why I love a band called Swans is because they understand the power that sound alone has, and they utilize it very well. And that's what this song did. That was a masterful, the push and pull, and the rise and fall, the ebb and flow, all that, the crescendo, and not only was the crescendo very nice, and all of that was very smooth, but also with how it was mixed, the key it's in, the shimmering textures, the vocals, and what they're talking about, the kind of language they're using, it's all exactly on point, and it's as fully realized as a concept as you can get. And I love songs that do that, and I imagine this through headphones. A lot of this is I'd say it's headphone music, as in it's utilizing a lot of different mixing things and all that kind of stuff, But if you're like me and you have two really big, really loud, high quality studio monitors, where it's as accurate to the original studio recording as you're gonna get, that would be, I would say, the best experience would be to listen to it through these at a louder volume. That would be the best. Have it, and make sure, you're sitting in the center and they're pointed the right way, all that kind of stuff, But that was really, really splendid. Next track is Karma Police. Track 6. Liking the piano on the back already. A lot more bass heavy this time. At least it's or it's higher in the mix, at least. More present, I guess I'd rather say.
what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with us.
Yeah, I'm liking the breakdown, you know. I'm liking the use of space, you know. I like that too. They didn't go into a guitar, they just had like the little, you know, the pinch harmonics or whatever. That little bit of texture, you know.
This is what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with us. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself.
Hold on, I want to see something real quick.
This is what you get when you mess with
I'll explain after. Those background vocals are really, really nice. Melody too, like it's all very great. Nice little chord. I never noticed how the drums like really cut. I thought they just stopped, but they like really like actually like cut it, which is interesting. What I like about that one, again, this is going to like the concept with more of the concept. This is going into more of the concepts. This is going into more of the concept of things, but I like how the whole song is, not necessarily talking shit, but is being very negative to these people, whether they deserve it or not, and being like, this is what you get, when you met, this is what you get when you mess with us, and kind of do all this, like almost playing God in a way. And then when it gets to the other section, we're saying like, for a minute I lost myself, I was being a bit too harsher, so I was getting beaten a bit out of line, What I like is that not only is like it sounds different tonally, like again it's a bit more sweeter, it's in major, I think again. Could be like a flat key with a sharp seventh or whatever. I don't know. Theories. I don't like a lot of music theory. It's bullshit most of the time. But not only is there that, but also um, the mixing. It's very like squashed. It's not super squashed and super mono, but like it's kind of close. And then he gets to this like realization, this clarity that he's got out of line. The music like opens up in the engineering. It like it's more wide and more spacious. Um, really nice touch on that. Really nice.
Fitter, happier, more productive,
Next track,
comfortable,
Fitter, Happier,
not drinking
track
too much,
7.
regular exercise at the gym, 3 days a week, getting on better with your associate employee contemporaries, at ease, eating well, no more microwave dinners and saturated fats,
This
a
would be
patient
also
better
the start of the
driver,
second
a
disc on like a
safer
vinyl
car, baby smiling in backseat,
or side.
sleeping well, no bad dreams, no paranoia, careful to all animals, never washing spiders down a plug hole, keep in contact with old friends, enjoy a drink now and then, will frequently check credit at moral, bank, hole in wall, favors for favors,
Sorry, what did that
fond
say?
animals, never washing spiders down a plug hole, keep in contact with old friends, enjoy a drink now and then, will frequently check credit at moral, bank, hole in wall, favors frequently check credit at moral, bank.
I think it's saying frequently check your credit score. I keep hearing frequently check Reddit. Or the song clearly being about how to be like happier. It's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you, my guy. I'm sorry. Frequent use of Reddit and Twitter, like besides memes and like other like let's say like adult stuff or so. If you're going on there like socialize, you're already setting yourself up for failure. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work out too well.
Favors for favors, fond but not in love. Charity standing orders. On Sundays reading Road Supermarket. No killing moths or putting boiling water on the hands. Car wash. Also on Sundays. No longer afraid
Lots
of
of
the
interesting
dark.
sounds
Only
going on.
shadows nothing. So ridiculously teenage and desperate nothing. So childish. At a better pace. Slower and more calculated. No chance of escape. Now self-employed. Concerned, but powerless. An empowered and informed member of society. Pragmatism, not idealism. Will not cry in public. Less chance of illness. Tires that grip in a wet. Shot of baby strapped in backseat. A good memory. Still cries at a good film. Still kisses with saliva. No longer empty and frantic. Like a cat. Tied to a stick. That's driven into. Frozen winter shit. The ability to laugh at weakness. Calm. Fitter. Healthier. And more productive. A pig. In a cage. On antibiotics.
I want to look at the lyrics first. Second, if I can. I want to look at the lyrics so I can find them real quick. Hold on. Whoops, that's not. There we go. So I couldn't hear all of it. And again, I want to. It's a concept thing again. Some of these things were very specific, like the things with spiders and moths and ants and all that, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That looks more like a script footnote for a video than a lyric. Yeah, so it's what I thought. Because I couldn't hear a lot of it very clearly. I just want to make sure. But like, I was gonna say it's odd at this thing, but like self help and just being a better person and self improvement, all kind of stuff. It's such a like the dystopian, you know, spooky, like sinister kind of background music with all like the chords and what they're using, and also like the sound effects and stuff. But it makes sense given it's basically talking about like you're being the best you can be inside of like a very shitty, broken, violent kind of system, that you're like trapped in.
Driven into frozen winter shit, the ability to laugh at weakness, calm, fitter, healthier, and more productive, a pig in a cage, on antibiotics.
That last part kind of sums it up pretty good. A pig in a cage on antibiotics. It's an air-conditioned nightmare, so to speak. Next song, track 8, Electro Engineering. Or Electron Engineering. A bit funkier and old school than I was expecting. A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. With them, they're making this usually feel good kind of vibe, pretty frantic and not totally feel good. I was about to say that is the one song that's it's good, but it's not fitting with the rest of the album sonically, but now it's starting to, so it saved itself. Very nice. Next track, track 9, Climbing Up the Walls. Also, before I get started real quick, like I mentioned before, I was watching Hell's Kitchen UK, the UK version with Marco Pierre White. This is season 3 and 4, and they were using a national anthem from Kid, like the like that whole bass line from that. I'm pretty sure it's the right song. But also, if you didn't know, fun fact about this song, or about this album mainly, fun fact about this album specifically, Paranoid Android, because I forgot to mention it at that track. There was a time with anime that they would utilize a lot of songs from the UK for whatever reason. I looked into it and I kind of forgot the details, but most people would know like Duvet by Boa from Serial Experiments Lane from like the 90s, right? But also, like the early 2000s, there was an anime called Ergo Proxy, and that used Paranoid Android for their ending, and it fits well. Like I think people who like Radiohead, like the concept, especially on this album, they're kind of diving into about like dystopian kind of well, that's interesting. It's and I haven't seen it yet. I plan to, but it's basically about you have this city that's like, it's like in the sky and it's like super clean and utopia, and then you have like the actual like earth and the ground that's like super like um it's it's super like industrial and like garbagey and stuff. So it has this like kind of an industrial you know kind of feel, which you see that a lot in media from every now and then. But it has a nice like gothy kind of feel on top of that, and people who like this band, especially this album, might really like the anime. So I can't fully vouch for it because I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's amazing, and it's one of those shows that it's not a popular show. Like it's not like a a mainstream kind of show. It's one of those shows where it's more content with having its artistic merit and integrity, and kind of like this. It's gonna realize its vision. It's gonna have its own fan base. It's not trying to make sacrifices for the sake of mainstream success. So it's one of those kind of shows where it's really good but not that popular, and that's partly why. Because it's it's not like all the other shows or whatever. So, anyways, again, track 9, Climbing Up the Walls. Rant over. Like in that I'm pretty sure it's like a bass synth, not a real bass, or it could be like a manipulated actual bass. Who knows? loving the melodies at times in this song. It's not a perfect melody, but with how everything's composed, it's kind of like just kind of drifting, kind of, you know, you know, kind of drifty and kind of, you know, suspended, kind of as it is, so it works. And like in this crescendo and all the synths and stuff and guitars. Real amazing job here too. Like in the string, that's a very nice addition. And you know what? I think the Tourist has strings on it. And it's nice that they're actually I think oh, he's not too happy. He's not happy. Fuck. Damn. I don't think I've heard him scream ever before. That's nice. That was cool. I don't know if it was the Tourist. I also remember exit music for a film being like way later in the album. I don't know if this is ordered wrong. If it is, it's my bad. But I remember there being strings later on. If I remember correct, I actually don't remember hearing strings in this, but maybe I just missed them. I don't know. Next track, track 10. No surprises. What I was gonna say is I like that they introduce the strings here in a more experimental way. So when they do it again over here, where it's a bit more acoustic, you know, not as manipulated, it doesn't sound so out of place. So we already had the strings pop up once before, and you know. You can work up the different textures and things. Just when it's when it's out of nowhere that it's the problem, you know. So if they had an acoustic song with strings, no electronics near the end, because I already had the strings with electronics and distortions before, it wouldn't be as jarring and totally fine. They've had tons of acoustics already too, so. No. Didn't do the thing. Oh. There it is. Interesting. Like, if you know music theory, I'm sure they're doing a lot of cool stuff. You can hear it, you know. Even if you don't have a good ear, you can hear there's unique keys, unique scales that they're using. A lot of the weird changes they're doing, you know, their progressions, so. Some synthetic strings there.
such a pretty garden knows no surprises, knows no surprises, knows no surprises, please.
Like in that song too a lot, you know. Yeah, it's kind of doing a thing like Karma Police was, where it's, you know, it's that, you know, it's setting up like a thing, you know. That's kind of like putting that on its tail a little bit in the last bit, right? You know, where it's like, you know, like, you know, things are all good, things are all nice, and they're simple, you know. And I like it that way because there's no surprises, you know. There's nothing, you know, no stress, no stimulation. It's just like nice, calm, simple, just plain nothing. But of course, he hasn't, you know, it's not good either, you know. And yeah, like the Let Me Out of Here's in the back, run vocals at the end, you know, very nice, you know. Like I was saying before with Fitter Habits, that air conditioned nightmare kind of concept where like it's very comfy, you know, it's very sanitized, you know. It's very what's the word? Like it's not upsetting, you know, or whatever. It's very you know, but like it's not healthy, it's not good, you know. It's just comfortable. But that complacency is what's gonna kill you. Next track, track 11, Lucky.
I feel my luck could change. Kill me, Sarah. Kill me again. 'Cause love is gonna be a glorious day.
Nice use of the wah pedal.
We're standing on the better stay. Just call for me by name, but I don't have time for you. It's gonna be
Like in the build and stuff too, I'm hearing. I want to get this song one more time.
To be honest, I'm keep thinking about other shit. Keep zoning out and stuff. I need to lock in for this one.
Only for half of it though this time. I just want to get the actual main verse and chorus melodies.
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll. This time I feel my luck could change. Kill me, Sarah. Kill me again. 'Cause love's gonna be a glorious day. Pull me out of the air crash. Pull me out of the lake. 'Cause I'm your Salvador. We're standing on the edge.
Yep.
Hold on, there we go.
It's not the greatest, like, you know, it's not doing anything too crazy. And I don't think the melodies are, like, good enough. I can stand, like, totally on its own, but it's still good. It at least doesn't break. It's not, it's not bad. It's not good enough that it kind of, you know, sticks out from the album, you know, so it gets a pass, you know. It's fine. It's good. It does its job and a little more so. Still brings something unique. It's just when I listen to it on its own, in the context of the album, yes, and I might enjoy it sometimes. You know, the melodies are good enough, but it's not like wow, I really remember that song. Next track, 12, The Tourist, the last track. Lucky's okay. It's somewhat catchy. It's just not really catchy like everything else, you know. It's good, but not like really super good like everything else.
It barks at no one else but me. Like it's
like in that distorted guitar in the back.
Sometimes I get over that's when you cease They ask me where the hell I'm going at 1,000 feet per
I'm liking the crescendos and stuff, and again, they have this, they utilize this, the switch between these happier, more positive sounds and the more negative, sinister sounds very well, as usual, in the more acoustic tracks, especially this one, with the power it has with the big chorus and, the sort of guitars and the big vocals, it does have a unique power to it as well. It's on the album. My pizza rolls are done. I don't need pizza rolls. Fuck. Really good. Here's the thing, right? When it comes to I feel like standards for music have fallen a lot lately. I want to do a video on it soon, like a topic video. But in a nutshell, I think that I'm not gonna be an asshole and be like, oh, rock music is better, metal's better, hip hop and rap is bad, blah blah blah, and no, but yes, but no, it's more complicated than that. Rap innately and hip hop innately, right? Just it's more lyric focused than music focused. So already the music's taking a back seat, right? Which is fine, obviously jazz is more music focused and not lyric focused, and that's the point. Different genres have different points to them. Punk is very political. Pop is very non-political. It's commercial and sterile as it can be. Chasing all the trends it can. Being, lowest common denominator, all that stuff. The issue I have with what's happened lately is that with every generation, right? With every genre of music, every decade, every fad, there's always the stuff that's good, that's remembered, and rises to the top. And then there's stuff that is not good, that's usually forgotten about, and is not good. When you're living in the moment and you see all of it happening, So, Like in the '90s, there's a lot of shitty bands too, and we don't remember the shitty bands. We just remember the few good ones like Nirvana, and Radiohead, and blah 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 blah. Like for example, Kara's Flowers was a grunge band during the time. If you don't know who that is, that proves my point. By the way, it was Maroon 5 before Maroon 5. Anyways, you don't remember the shittier things. You just don't. That's how it works. With the internet, it's a lot easier to do so because it doesn't get lost to time. It sticks around forever. You know. B. With rap and hip hop already taking a musical backseat, the stuff that's gonna be really bad, the stuff that's gonna be bad is gonna be really bad. It's like you have you have multiple layers of compromising musically, right? It's also rap and hip hop, since it became a big industry around like the 2000s and onward, right? Like late 2000s, right? Now that it's the mainstream thing, they're gonna sanitize and make it commercial even more, And now here's the main problem that I have, right? It has been the most popular genre for more than a generation, and I'd say like since early like mid 2000s, like about 20 years. That is a stupidly long time for a one genre of music to be popular. There's been different phases of it, sure. And even then, before like in like with like metal and rock, right? The classic rock and the death metal and the hair metal and then the grunge and the new metal and the grunge metal and like the Brit pop, like it's all very different. Yeah, sure. Pop punk, I get it, but it's way more different. But when I'm looking at clowns, not clown sound, SoundCloud, and cloud rap, that's the same thing, and like different types of rap nowadays aren't that much different from each other in some ways, But basically, I'm on a tangent. I'm basically trying to say is that you've had rap and hip hop be the main genre for so long that you have some people, their entire concept of music is rap and hip hop, which innately is not music focused, it's lyric focused. And when you have people like nowadays, right, when all they're being exposed to is shitty mainstream watered down rap and hip hop, that's really bad, So I get into this to say the standards for music have fallen a lot, Like Anthony Fantano the other day gave the new Clips album a 10 out of 10. That is insane. Like, that is not a 10 out of 10. There is complaints, and it's not, as he says, a no skip track list. Like, not all the songs stand on their own, This album is a 10 out of 10. If I wanted to be a bitch, I'd say 9 out of 10. But, here's the thing, right? When you have an album that is essentially just a playlist of songs, a compilation of songs, and there isn't, an overall concept or so, it's just a bunch of songs. If every song is, amazing, let's say, throughout this album, they're doing the same kind of stuff, right? They're just kind of fleshing out the same concepts as much as they can, right? I don't think there's many other ways you can utilize the electronics with 90s all rock at this time, But let's say Prince's Purple Rain, right? Every song is doing something unique and really innovative, but it's a different kind of unique and innovative for each song. You know what I mean? So in that way, that kind of works, when it's just a playlist of songs, But if you have a playlist of songs, and they're just really catchy and good, but they're not really innovative or well written musically, they're just good and catchy, then I would give it a 10 out of 10. because I'd give it like a 9 out of 10, you know, maybe an 8, but that's just because like it's like, you know, like there's a standard, you know, like there's no concept, there's no innovation, there's no cool genre blends. If it's just catchy songs, it's just catchy songs, you know. This, right? So like I didn't enjoy Lucky as much, so that's why I could say I could give it a 9. But every everything else and every other song is done at such a high level that it's like the reverse of that, where like, you know, I can look past a one song being a little less high quality because everything else is so high quality. It is such a nitpick, you know. Like this would really be like a 9.5 or 9.8, but like come on, like I'm being nitpicky. It's a 10. It's a 10. So um the like I think that if I were to listen to Radiohead in the moment, like as stuff was releasing, I don't think it actually would have liked Kid A. Like even I'd say even more so. Cause here's the thing, I do like Kid A. I think it's a good album, but like I like this a lot more, and I think it's not only do I like it a lot more, it's done a lot better, it's executed better, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? You know. So if I heard my rock band using all these cool synths and all this cool stuff, and then they go to full synths and not as good, then yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? You know, you were like, you know. So like when you can look at it going back, and you can look and you can, you know, you don't have to look at them in the context of like when they're released and how society was at the time and all that kind of stuff, right? And the band's history and all that, you know, it's very different, and I can appreciate both of them. But I do think in the moment, I would have very much not liked Kid A, and been like, what the fuck? I feel cheated. You fucking got me. Anyways, yeah, I think that's it. That's gonna be it. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. If you like what you like, please subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I usually try and cover music that, for whatever reason, gets, you know, whatever reason does not get as much attention as it deserves. You know, for whatever reason gets overlooked. You know, so I try and go over music that, you know, deserves more attention and stuff. You know, so sometimes I'll do like if it's an artist that like's really popular but like I'm interested in, you know, then I'll cover them when they have a new album. I'll anytime Deco Nina releases an album, I'm covering that anytime. If Boa does more albums, I'm checking out them. I won't call them a big band. Better example would be like Dream Theater. Did I not? Where's the like Dream Theater? Anytime Dream Theater does one, I'm gonna check that out. Metallica, same thing, you know. But for the most part, I try to cover music that, for whatever reason, gets overlooked, and give it a bit of a boost, right? You know. That's what I try and do. I also every now and then I will live deep dive uncut into a genre that's just very strange I don't know anything about, and I keep saying this, I'm sorry, but like I do plan to do this again, and I plan to do it soon. I plan to do Brazilian MBP or MPB. I think it's MPB, I think. It's 80s Brazilian pop music, which is very similar to Japanese city pop music from also the 80s. I do topic videos sometimes about things, you know. Watch those. Also, when I go to my local live music venues, my local bars for open mic night and stuff, you know, and there's bands playing with their consent, and you know, I record, I upload said bands, you know, support your live music, support your local live music, you know. Familiars is good, you know, slower, you know, kind of psychedelic rock, Tumble. I can fully vouch for these guys, you know, they were great, very friendly, very personable, just, you know, very great guys. A lot faster, kind of a classic rock, kind of a little proggy a little bit in certain spots, you know. amazing. Definitely check this one out. I live stream sometimes where I live stream my practice sessions. I'm not doing covers. I'm just mainly like playing along to different music. Usually metal stuff, but I throw in some like anime stuff and Vocaloid and pop stuff and just other songs that I want to drum along to practice to. And then about here on the audio is not the best, but like I still do stuff. So I'm gonna get the audio fixed soon. But I'm mainly just practicing. I'm not trying to do the songs one to one as they are originally, but like I also do mashups sometimes. So if you want to check out those, feel free. I also plan to release my own original music at some point. So be sure to also subscribe to not miss that. Also, these playlists, if you noticed, when I was listening to the album, I was saving videos to playlists. YouTube has glitches, things get removed all the time, But these playlists are every song I've ever liked, mostly. There's a couple hundred missing, but if you ever thinking like, what does this guy know about music? What does he listen to on his off time? What music does he like? Check these out. You can check these out, and there is so much shit in here. Like, I try and listen to as much music as I can. So, if you want to use those for your personal playlists, feel free. They're public, and yeah, that's about it, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching and stuff. It's really cool of you to do.